So looking at our suspension histogram from our quickest lap, the 126.7, done with the ESPO setup, not the Meta one. Why the Meta one was not faster? Because the Meta was a little bit too aggressive over the curbs at the chicane, because it run a little bit stiffer suspensions and also a little bit stiffer dampers. So what we saw is that, yes, our suspension histogram doesn't look perfect from here, but we tried to actually make it spot on when we actually managed to. But the thing is that the drivability of the car was worse. So I just wanted to quickly share this with you, because here, especially at Zolder, but also in some of the tracks with the Mustang, you never quite got the perfect bell shape suspension histogram, because then it starts to make the car a little bit too oversteery and difficult to drive, even for the pro drivers. So in this case, we might have to increase the slow and the slow rebound and the slow bump to make the center a little bit more steep, as well as increasing a little bit the stiffness of the suspensions in the rear, especially the wheel rate. But in that case, we don't, because we saw it's actually making the lap times worse. Looking instead at the rake map, we can see it's quite stable, quite consistent throughout the lap. Obviously, we don't have very high value because we have to raise the front to avoid the bottoming, especially like in this case, we have a little bit of like negative rake, but it's pretty much consistent throughout the whole track. And also we see that the rear roll and the front roll, they're very similar to each other, which means that the roll is quite even. That's good news. In terms of brake dots, what we see is that the rears are pretty much spot on. The fronts are slightly higher. Perhaps we could go a little bit more to the back with the brake balance, even though we're almost maximum to the rear, but still in qualifying this is not an issue. Obviously for a race you might start to overheat the front tires, but in this case it's actually helping us out. Because why? Because our front tires actually are a little bit lower. You see about 80 degrees, but they're pretty good throughout the whole lap, but compared to the rear, that they are about 85, 86 degrees on average. The fronts are a little bit on the lower end, which is obviously quite good. But if we look at that's by the way the front left, and this is the rear left. So if you look at the front left, it looks pretty good. But if you then look here is basically, it's quite interesting. It's the average of the front left and the front right, and you can see they are about 74. It means that the front right is suffering quite a bit. It's about it's probably 70, and the front right and the front left is 80. So as you can see, we're a little bit suffering with the front temperatures. We would have to increase a little bit the pace, probably in the preparation laps, to pick up the pace a little bit. But obviously we were pushing a lot, so Richie was doing a good job. So I guess in this case we would probably have to increase a little bit the tire pressure. The toe is already maxed out in the front, so we can't really do anything more about that. Perhaps in stiffening a little bit the front, that would help to generate more temperature. But also, as we saw, with the brake dots, we can slightly help that. And in this case, we're running close to the 600 mark in a few corners, but that's fine. So I just wanted to show you, I believe this to be a very decent setup, and I hope you're gonna enjoy it.